Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today we're gonna be doing a little first impression. I went to go pick up some new products. I wanted to test out some new shit and I was watching all these reviews and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go to Ulta and I'm gonna go buy some new stuff. And obviously y'all know what brand I got. Elf. I have not bought from Elf in so long that I forgot how good their products are. So I was watching reviews because I kind of wanted to try out some new stuff. I saw a couple things that were mentioned that they were supposedly really good, so I picked them up and I want to see how they work. I'm going to show y'all pretty much what I got. The main things that I got, they're all drugstore products I got from Elf and Makeup Revolution, so we're gonna see how they work on my face and how I like them. I'll let y'all know if we're like digging them or not. Okay, so the first product that I picked up, which I'm a little surprised that I picked it up because, as y'all know, as I mentioned in my last video, if y'all watched it, I've been doing my eyebrows with the same thing. I always do eyeshadow on my eyebrows. Like, that's just my favorite way to do it. Since I went to Ulta and I was kind of looking around, like, see what was new and like what was catching my eye and stuff, and they had, I guess, like a cream, like a pomade type of deal. So I picked up this little like pomade and I really wanted to test it out because I've tried the Anastasia pomade and honestly it didn't work that great for me. I feel like it would dry up super fast, and I do have like a little inglot like oil and I would constantly be putting the oil, and even then I feel like it just didn't work that well for me. I don't know if y'all maybe have the same experience, but the Anastasia pomade just wasn't vibing with it. I got this Elf one because I kind of wanted to see like if it worked, how it kind of left my brows, because maybe I should switch it up. Maybe I need some new products, a new like daily routine, you know, to spice up my look and shit. So this is pretty much the little like pomade. Got it in the shade medium brown. It just looks like this. It looks a little light, but I like that it looks pretty cool tone because I used to do my eyebrows really like warm and I feel like it did not go with my hair. Like, you could really tell that my eyebrows were done because like you could tell that it was like an orangey like brown. So I started using like a cool tone like brown, and that really made the difference in my eyebrows. But we're gonna see how this one works. The next product that I pretty much ended up getting is the Makeup Revolution foundation stick. Now, I had been wanting to get a foundation stick for a while, but I don't know, I just never got around to it, and I always thought it was really like unique, I guess. Well, not really unique, but like I thought it was pretty cool that you could just kind of like swipe it on your face, and it was a really easy process if I wanted to do my makeup like really quick and I didn't want to do like the full like pumps and everything like that. I finally got around to getting one. I was looking at a lot of reviews and apparently this one is really good, so we're gonna see and we're gonna try it out. The next thing that I got is, I pretty much got the Elf Hydrating Camo Concealer, although I did not get it in my shade. I got it pretty dark. Well, it's not super dark, but a few shades more than what I usually get, and I wanted to see how it would work as kind of like a cream contour. Looking at it, it is a lot darker than obviously my regular skin color, but it doesn't look super extreme, so I want to see how it'll perform, because maybe I should have gotten maybe like 2 shades darker possibly, but we're gonna see how it works and if it looks nice as a cream contour. And the next product that I got was the Makeup Revolution banana powder. Now, I've heard so many good things about it, and if you all have watched like Let's Do Makeup's like previous video, she actually mentioned it. She was using it while she was getting ready, and I saw a few reviews about, like, I pretty much watched some of the videos of like the best setting powders, and this was one of them. So I'm pretty excited to, you know, like try it out and see how it works. Apart from that one as like a powder, I also picked up the Elf Perfect Finish HD powder. Now, this one I heard that it works really well as a powder like after you finish all of your makeup. So you pretty much, I guess, if you bake or you just set your foundation with this one, but this one works so nice once you finished like all of your blush and highlight and everything. Like, this one just kind of like blurs out your face from what I've heard. so I'm pretty excited to try that one out. This is pretty much what it looks like. Oh, it's a little messy. Okay, well, the mirror is a little dirty, but this is pretty much the powder. It's just white. The last product that I picked up is pretty much one of their primer infused blushes. I saw a video, I'm not sure what her name is, but she was saying that these are so good, that they're practically like high-end blushes. So I was like, bitch, you know, I like need to pick that up. Okay, so this is pretty much the blush. I got mine in the shade Always Rosy. It's a very, well, rosy shade, but this is what it looks like. I did see that they had some other shades, although they didn't have it there at Ulta, so maybe depending on how it works for me, I might just order some of the other shades through the actual website. But those are pretty much the products that I picked up. Now I want to go ahead and get started with my makeup and kind of see how these products perform. Are they worth it, or did I just waste my money? We'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the little cream like pomade. I'm just gonna go ahead and use a regular like eyebrow brush and lightly dip into the product because I don't know how pigmented it is, so I don't want to overdo it. So it is pretty pigmented, and I didn't really get that much, and it's already coming off pretty dark. But I think as you brush them out as you go, it'll pretty much blend it out and it won't be super harsh. So it looks pretty good, I would say. I think it's more just me getting used to like a cream, because I haven't really used cream like brow products in a while, so it is a different process for me. I am gonna get my Shape Tape concealer and just clean it up, because you all know I cannot just go on without cleaning it up, because my eyebrows can't do that. I feel like the product went on pretty easily. It wasn't like I had to struggle much to make sure it got on nice and like clean. Okay, so for the most part, I actually really like how my brows are kind of coming out. The product is going on pretty easily, so I'm happy about that. Actual like color actually matched pretty well with my hair color. It doesn't look super like orangey, so that's a good thing. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other brow, and then so we can kind of jump into some of the other products. I already finished my brows. The next thing that I'm gonna do is use the foundation. So I did end up getting a shade darker than, because they didn't have it in stock. So the one that I got is F7, and this one is supposed to be a medium shade, because the one that I was going to get was light to medium. We're gonna see how it works, because it does, I mean, on the camera it looks pretty light, but in person it does look a little bit darker than what I would usually go for. But we're gonna see how it works. To prime, I'm gonna go ahead and use my MAC strobe cream. Technically this one's more for like, I guess, highlighting, but I like to use it as a primer because it does make my foundation a little bit more glowy. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the Makeup Revolution foundation stick. I'm just gonna use my Real Technique sponge. We're just gonna roll it up a little bit, and I'm just gonna start to kind of apply it onto my skin. Okay, we're gonna blend it out and kind of see how it works. The color, it doesn't look that off once I applied it, because in the tube it does look a lot darker. Okay, so it is a lot more full coverage than I expected it to be, because I did hear that the other Makeup Revolution foundation is a lot more thick, a lot more pigmented, and it does cover a lot more. This one is actually covering up pretty well, considering it is a cream foundation, because since it is a lot more creamy, a lot of the times it's not as full coverage. It did match my skin pretty well. although it is more on the pinky side, and usually my undertone is like yellow. So I think because I got the shade F7, if I would have gotten the shade F6, I think that one probably would have matched me a little bit better. Overall, it still matched me pretty well. It's just it does have like a pinky tone to it, so I would have preferred more of a yellow undertone. The one thing that I am noticing though is that I feel like some of my little like bumps and little red spots are slightly still peeking through. I'm gonna put a slight bit more. I don't want to overdo it because I don't want to look like cakey. I don't know how the foundation works in terms of like applying more and if it puts more coverage or just kind of like piles it on and it doesn't really cover anything. Okay, so I went ahead and like built up the coverage a little bit. I kind of like how it's looking now that I kind of add a little bit more foundation. It did cover up more of like the little blemishes that I have and the little like red spot. The only thing that I'm like I don't know is pretty much the fact that it's not very mattifying, because I like my foundation pretty matte. But I mean, I like the way it's working. It's just if it were a little bit more mattifying, I think I would like it a lot more. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and conceal. I'm gonna use the Tarte Shape Tape. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer and I'm gonna try to cream contour with it. Let's see if it actually works out. I'm just gonna put some on the cheeks for now and blend it and see how it works. I blended it out and I actually kind of like how it's looking. It doesn't look as contoured. It looks a little bit more on the bronzy side, but I kind of like the actual shade of it. I think it looks pretty nice. I'm just gonna apply a little bit more concealer because I feel like this side did go up a little bit more than I wanted it to. Now I'm gonna go ahead and use the banana powder by Makeup Revolution. The only thing that I don't really like about this powder is the little packaging. How am I supposed to fucking work with this? Like this is impossible, but we're gonna make it work, I guess. So I'm just gonna put a little bit on the cap. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and dust off the powder. I will say, now that I dusted off the powder, I really like the foundation a lot more. The powder was not super dry and I feel like the airspun one kind of dries out my skin a lot more. I feel like before it was pretty like, it looked pretty like oily and like shiny. It wasn't really like the type of foundation that I usually like to wear. I like mine more matte. But once I applied the banana powder, I actually really like this powder because my airspun one, I feel like it kind of dries out my face a little bit more. I don't know if maybe my face is just getting a little bit more dry, but I used to be able to leave the airspun one on for like 10-15 minutes, and now I literally will put it on for my like 5 minutes and it still semi dries out my face. This one I really like it a lot more because I feel like it doesn't leave my face super pink and also it doesn't dry it out a lot. So I actually am liking this foundation a lot more now that I put the powder on. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and contour and then we can go ahead and try out the e.l.f. blush. So I already put my contour and I did do my mascara as well. Now I'm gonna go ahead and use the blush. So I got the shade Always Rosy. I'm just gonna get a fluffy brush, get a little bit. Okay, so it actually is pretty pigmented. So when you go into the blush, I suggest you go in lightly because it is pretty pigmented and you don't want obviously like super intense cheeks. I actually really like the blush. I think I am gonna end up ordering the other shades. There was like an orangey one that I really liked, so I think I'm gonna get that one. Okay, so I'm just gonna pretty much finish off with my lips. I'm gonna be using the Becky G and ColourPop collab. This one is called Muñeca. So the last thing that I'm gonna do is, I completely forgot, but I have the Perfect Finish HD powder. So I'm just gonna put this over top of all of my makeup. I feel like this powder really did like blur out my skin. I think it kind of mattified it a little bit more, so I enjoyed that. But honestly, out of all the products, I really think the best ones were the banana powder and the cream contour, which was pretty much the camouflage concealer. But I think those two were my favorite. The other ones, I did enjoy them. I'm still going to use them. They're obviously really good products, but if I had to pick two that you really need to get, I would say the camouflage concealer as a cream contour and then the banana powder. I think these were like the best ones from all of the products that I tried out. But that's pretty much it for this look. It was super easy. This is just kind of like the steps that I kind of take for my regular like everyday look. Obviously I did use different products, but thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you all on my next one.
Sugar, spice, and everything nice.